so it was probably his fault somehow. Brennan is always doing a fantastic job, and you're about to see Prad. I'm Neil. That's Max. This is Trader TV Live. Go get him in the after hours. Amazon, Apple, crushing it.
And the famous words of Obi, Amazon absolutely taking off right now, catching flight. We got a lot of stocks today too coming out with earnings. Obviously, we got Apple around 4:30 p.m. or so we'll watch for those stocks. But let's start off with a couple of stocks coming out with earnings at 4 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just quickly do these boxes. Oh, somebody else did it for me. Thank you, whoever did that. But here we go. Amazon with the monster move about 135. I was just telling Brendo about, the stock is around 129. Brendo, maybe we should just get long and risk up to 128 or even today's low, 126 for a possible long, a YOLO trade, something that I say we should never do. Oh man, insane move over here. Even taking that 130 breakout could have worked out for you in the after hours. As you saw, size actually chase up this position to the north side. Now a new high a day, post hours high a day of above 139 for Amazon. Monster flight coming in over here, ladies and gentlemen. Are you not entertained? That's all I could say. Let me just quickly try to log in over here on this platform so we can get you some of the options, expected volatility numbers and so on, and see if Amazon has already hit those numbers or we're trying to get into some of these ranges over here. So let's load up this platform. Here we go. Earnings numbers coming in, expected a 5.7% move. They were only expecting a $136 pop, but we're seeing a much better pop, and that just means that Amazon came out with a way higher beat than expected. And Brendo actually was going through the numbers over here before having to get off, and he said he did not see a single negative number for them, no misses so far. So absolute monster beats. Good night, Mark. Absolute monster beats coming in from across the board. Amazon beats EPS by almost 100%, and this is a $1 trillion company, right? This is multi-trillion-dollar company, if I remember, if I think correctly, and this one is now beating earnings per share by hundreds of percent. That's not a joke. So clearly, big move for Amazon. We got another stock over here. This one, not that important for us as a day trade because it usually does not bring in volume. But the ticker is CRSR. You might know what this is, Fravian, CRSR Corsair. You being what I think you said you game a little bit. But Corsair coming out with earnings report after hours. No real number move just yet. Looks like they are going to the downside actually for Corsair. We'll have to maybe circle back on this one. Let's go to Airbnb because I see chat talking about Airbnb a little bit. Airbnb actually quadrunking after making the first run up towards 145. Now down to $132. And we still have DraftKings too. So let's go to see DraftKings. Yeah, baby. DraftKings looks like there is no real volume in it just yet, so maybe the numbers are not out. It's supposed to be 405, but it is moving up at the moment. Let's see if DraftKings can take out the day's high around $30.50 and then start really launching upside. We would love that. People saying check team. Oh boy, 175 on team. Okay, now we're talking. Now you're talking my language. The stock market is absolutely wanting to go up, obviously. We saw, NASDAQ end positive today, I believe. Let's go to QQQ real quick. If I remember correctly, QQQ ended up positive today. No, we did end up negative. Damn, we were so close to being positive on the day today, but still ended up sadly negative overall. But here's the post-market QQQ at 375.08, up 0.3%, right? And that's basically coming from some of these long plays on Amazon. People also wanted me to take a look at Team pushing into the higher ranges of the previous consolidation. Oh wow, we possibly have a gap close trade tomorrow on Team. So let's watch out for this stock. I'm just going to quickly throw out some levels here. Bang, 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 throughout those levels over there, 167 to 167.50. If Team can start trading above 176 to 176.50, I think we have a monster move to the north side over here for a gap close incoming. Obviously, I'm not sure if this is a highly short float stock, but it's got a catalyst to do that very much. So let's see if the earnings number are posted yet. The earnings number is not posted just yet. Let's go to the float checker to see if it is a highly shorted stock. Not that highly shorted stock, Team. I think I remember reading what they do, but I forgot. Is this a cloud company, collaboration productivity software, helps team organize? Oh, so it's one of those, yeah, its products include, oh, it's Jira. Oh, I know what Jira is. And Trello board. Okay. Long. I know what Team is. I know what Team is 100% now. So Team, obviously, you know, if you work in those IT companies, you see this one moving quite a bit. And it is already closing the gap to the north side. It is getting ready to push towards that 180 already. Let me quickly turn on the extended trading hours for you. Bang. Tried to show you some rejections off that 176, 176.50, but taking out that level, now going to 183 on this move over here. This stock is closing that gap. That gap is now closed. Team is actually going monster mode here. Holy smokes. Team is ripping quite a bit, closing that gap. And now, you know, what is the next play over here? What is the next trade? Where do we see that gap? On the 1-year chart? What chart was that on? Was that on the 5-minute chart? Oh, that's not that big of a gap then. I thought this was on the yearly chart. Okay, we're just closing the 5-minute gap, 5-minute chart gap, which is technically does not even exist in that point. I'm going to remove it. I got really excited because I thought this was like on the yearly chart. I just had my bearings wrong. This is what you want to see, the longer time frame, and then we can get excited over here. Let's see if this stock can actually get above this 188 area. It looks a lot better. Looks a lot better. Looks a lot cleaner. Looks like this stock could possibly see some rejections around these areas over here. Just going to throw some lines out at the tops of each one of these moves and see what happens all the way up to 195.99. Let's say 196, right? It's off by a penny. All the way up to 196 from 188.57. These are the levels we actually want to be interested in. I got way too excited for this move over here. I thought that was the daily fill. My apologies, chat. But it is pushing into those resistance levels at the moment. Still a monster run up 10% on the day. So I guess excitement warranted. Excitement warranted. And we are getting this move. People saying Scamazon. What happened? Why are you calling it Scamazon? It's still hanging out in the higher end of the ranges. Not looking that bad over here. But Amazon obviously pulling to the downside, pulling slightly away from that 140 area at the moment. Previous 52-week high on Amazon, 146. We even have this huge size as 131, says 139. Huge size at 139, says Greg and other traders on the floor at the moment. So Amazon obviously pulling back away from that 139 area. We saw size chase the stock up. We're now seeing size maybe chase the stock down a little bit. People trying to take advantage of this catalyst and make some money across the board. Let's go back into the 5-minute chart, see the regular trading hours. And oh, I like that. We already have the line there. And then maybe just prop a line over there near 139 as that's where the size is. See if the stock can chew through that size and push up. Amazon, Airbnb. We also have Coinbase, which is supposed to come out at earnings at 410. So we should be rolling into that right now. Here goes Coinbase to the north side. Coinbase actually beating earnings report. That's surprising because all banks and you know, what's it, Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan. Oh, Seema Modi's on the TV. She's got me distracted now. JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, Goldman Sachs, I think they all came out and they talked about, you know, Coinbase possibly missing out on their earnings report because of a lack of, you know, traders coming back, a decline in daily active users and so on. What's going on? People getting upset over here, possibly for Amazon doing something crazy. Amazon 137.68, now pushing to the downside. A little bit of a swing move off that rejection of 139. That size on 139 still getting hammered down. But here's Coinbase, man, 4% up. Looks like all those analysts and all those banks and everybody that were, you know, screaming boo Coinbase were absolutely wrong because this stock is ripping to the north side. Shout out Coin. Let's go see if Apple has moved yet. Apple is starting to make a little bit of a move. No earnings coming out just yet for Apple. If I can see correctly, it's supposed to come out at 4:30. So still quite a time left for this one. But let's go to a couple stocks over here that I have that are supposed to be announcing earnings right now. It should be Net. which is Cloudflare. Net should be coming out with earnings. Looks like it might have already. We did get an initial pop, but a sell-off incoming right now on Net, pushing back to the day's low. Let's see if we can take out the day's low or even yesterday's low incoming at the moment on Net. MNST, Monster Energy. Oh my goodness, Monster Energy selling off really badly over here. 2% drop incoming at the moment. Let's see how much of a bigger drop Monster Energy can have. We also have Wish.com, Context Logic, right? Context Logic up 5% on the day, most likely because all squeeze stocks were going all over the spot. But right now pulling back 4%, 5% to the downside. Watch out for Context Logic. People saying Coin, holy snaps. Yeah, Coin is holy snap mode right now. It is ripping through 99. We might just see the stock back through 100. I will not be surprised. All those analysts who possibly loaded up on shorts, they are going to be looking for exit stage left and running from that. Wrong key. Why did that automatically go there? Oh, that's right, because I went from macro to macro. That's my fault. Let's see if this works. Go ahead, Fabian. Are you gonna move the camera? No. Okay. Want to see if the camera moves and the chat can notice it. Go ahead, move it. Oh, chat, look at that sneak previews of what might be coming in the future. Fabian's been putting in extra hours for you guys over here after 4 o'clock to do all this extra cool stuff. So nice camera angles, sneak peek for you guys. Stay tuned, hit the like, hit that subscribe. Shout out to Fabian and Ramin obviously for helping the production team get much better than it already was. Coinbase, wow, ladies and gentlemen, monster move up to $100. We are seeing a little bit of a rejection right now near 100, up 10% on the day on this bad boy. We forgot about Block, Square, also coming out with earnings today. It did pop up, but not as much of a pop on Square as much as Coinbase and them have had. Looks like Square is actually coming out with earnings right now, and it is giving you that pop that you want, Pratty. You ask and you shall receive. We're getting that breakout possibly of this range. Let's throw some lines down here. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, skibbity boop bop. And now I have levels 80.50 to 81.50. Let's see if Coinbase, if Block/Square can push up to the north side, take out this resistance around this previous consolidation area, and blast towards the 52-week high. I'm just spitting all over the place. Blast towards the 52-week high, which is around $90 or so. You could even say 93. That's the actual 52-week high. But 93.19 and 89.97. I think that's where Block wants to push up towards with this awesome earnings catalyst. Obviously, anytime a catalyst as strong as earnings comes out and the stocks do beat them, they start pushing towards new ranges. So that's what I'm expecting. People in the chat saying Coinbase 150, you're tripping. You are tripping if you think Coin's going to 150 tomorrow. But I could be wrong. Coin has made insane moves. Let's see if Bitcoin has made a move off of Coinbase's move. It doesn't really work like that. Yeah, it doesn't really work like that. It's the other way around. But yeah, Coinbase moving. Most likely you'll see Riot getting a little bit of a bump, Mara getting a little bit of a bump. We know that Binance is getting sued left and right over here from SEC. So Coinbase making a little bit of advantage from that one. DraftKings still moving up. People in the chat saying DraftKings to $40 tomorrow. Ah, wow. I don't know about that. I'll be very upset if it does that because I got a little scared and punched out of my long-term account, so 50% of my bag on DraftKings for only $1 profit. So, I mean, this stock is now much higher than, I think it's exactly $7, $8 or so higher than where my average price is. So it's, I wish I stayed in this trade a little bit longer. I am happy that it's making these moves. They are about to finally, reap the benefits of the seed that they've sown, which is spend tons of money on user acquisition. So finally, they're reaping on it. They are the top leader of gambling in North America. At least I think they are. So congratulations to DraftKings for finally winning after all those turmoil that they had to go through. Now up 7%, $32 getting taken out just now with the high of $32.19. People saying Tupperware running, guys, it's earnings plays right now. We're not talking about short squeeze plays with very, very little volume. 1,000 shares traded, and Tupperware went up 6%. Woohoo! Awesome. Watch the stock most likely reverse that whole move going into tomorrow. We're talking about earnings plays right now, such as Apple. Apple coming out with earnings, not yet, sadly. Let's see if this one will move in the next 12 minutes or so. People saying Pan W dumping, most likely because Net, which is Cloudflare, went to the downside quite a bit. Cloudflare, Net dumping to the downside. So Pan W is, for some reason, selling off, unless they have a real catalyst over here as to why. Insiders selling on Pan W. Ooh, 14 hours ago. I like that. Insiders sell Pan W. Alto, what is this? Director, Executive Vice President, Chief Technology Officer on August 1st sold 36,000 shares in Palo Alto. That's nothing. For $9 million, though. Ooh, okay, maybe that's a little something, Brad. $9 million. Following the Form 4 filling, SEC, Zuck has control over a total of that much amount of shares of the company. Zuck meaning Zuckerberg? Is that Zuckerberg? Who's Zuck? Does chat know who Zuck is? Zuckerberg, right? No way. Does Zuckerberg own Palo Alto Networks?
Palo Alto, probably. Silicon Valley, right?
Yeah, but I didn't know that. No, his name is Nir Zuck. Okay. His name is Nir Zuck. The founder's name is Nir Zuck. That, okay, thank goodness. That, like,
that was scary.
That had me, like, worried. I was like, you're telling me Zuckerberg owns more than one big company? Like, I know he does, like Instagram, WhatsApp, and so on. But that had me scared for a second, because that would be something I would have never known. Okay, no, they're talking about the owner, Nir Zuck. It's right here, Prad. You could have seen it right there. Zuck controls over 1.86 million shares and so on. Insider selling coming in. I don't know if that is the catalyst or if it's the move from Net being brought in. Net actually reversing that move at the moment. Net actually completely reversing that move, moving back up. But Pan W soiling off at the to the downside. Apple, let's go, getting pumped. People saying Apple not moving yet, man. I'm telling you, when it will get announced, we'll take a look at it for sure. No doubt about that. Let's go to Dropbox. Dropbox moving up to the north side. 5% move coming in on Dropbox. I've actually used Dropbox multiple times in my life. I'm sure everyone else has, especially if you use a Samsung phone. At one point in your life, if you use Samsung, they gave you free Dropbox subscriptions, right, Fabian?
I think so.
Yeah, free Dropbox subscriptions and so on. So ever since then, I've been kind of, I guess not really brand loyal, but I just haven't used any other storage except for these guys and Google Cloud. They don't make it easy anymore, I'll tell you that one. But you just got to install software here, install software there. You got to do this, you got to do that. WeTransfer is really popular these days. Yeah, shout out to WeTransfer. Hey, sponsor us, WeTransfer. But Dropbox, hey, Kat. Cat's dancing in the background. I like it. Dropbox coming out with good earnings report, 5% pop overall. Let's pull it up on a larger time frame, see what kind of trades could we find. Is that a 52-week high I see? I do indeed. 52-week high at $28 on Dropbox. Let's see if the stock can push through that. We're actually not that far out from IPO ranges on the stock too. So let's go to the IPO candle, mark the IPO low, IPO high, IPO open, and IPO close. All these levels that I like to take a look at. Now we go to the 5-minute chart, see where those levels are. I think the levels are a little bit higher. Yeah, these might be the IPO ranges right here. So we're still a little bit away from those ranges. Let's see if the stock can pull up into the IPO ranges and give us some trades. Currently looking at this oh wow, the 2868 is actually in between the IPO ranges. That's insane. We'll see if this 2868, which is the recent 52-week high, comes into play as a resistance for Dropbox, or does the positive earnings catalyst allow the stock to get past through 27, get past through 28, go test that 2860, get past that also, and keep on rocking to the north side. Oh, Cat, Michael Lloyd, I know, right? Cat, what did Michael Lloyd say? You mean Caterpillar? Ah, I like it, Caterpillar. What's next? What's that? All cats, no printer?
All facts, no printer.
All facts, no printer. What's the next stock? You guys want to go to RKT? RKT, oh, another 3% pop. I think RKT is also a highly short floated stock, so watch out for RKT. People saying Square is absolutely flat now. It's actually negative now for Square after making that original pop up. I hope Amazon is not being Scamazon, and that's still popping up north. Yeah, Scamazon is still going towards 139. That size at 139 still there or not, I'm not sure. The traders on the floor are actually gone now, so I can't even confirm with you. But the stock is absolute. Actually, Obi might still be here taking his 100 million screenshot of the night. So if Obi can see some size at 139, Obi, please call it out for us. But Amazon over here, monster movement, 7-8%. I want to actually go look at these numbers for the stock. So let's go take a look at it. Q2 earnings are out. Can we see actual numbers for once, please? I don't want to see like a bunch of garbage numbers. Jumps after the close. Yeah, clearly I can see that. Duh. Operating income increased to 7.7 billion. From what though? I want to see those numbers also. Earnings per share of 0.65 compared to what? Revenue of 1.34 beats by 2.96 billion. That's a monster beat on revenue. Holy smokes. I guess that Amazon Prime Day that they were talking about was actually the best Amazon Prime Day they've ever had. I surprisingly didn't see anything, but monster Amazon Prime Day although those numbers won't be in these earnings number anyways, but I'm saying like, hey, monster beats coming in over here for Amazon. Let's see where the actual numbers are. Can I see here? Awesome. I can't see it over here. Oh, wow. Yeah, people were saying 80%, 100% beat on earnings per share. There you see it. They were estimated to get 0.354. They ended up getting 0.65 per share. Revenue of 131 billion expected, 131.5 expected. They got 134.4, 134.5. So 2.8 billion, 2.9 billion beat over here on revenue too. The stock is insane, man. Oh my lord. I do want to see though how you know Audible gets hurt going forward, because Spotify is trying to take over that business, but Audible is such a small component in Amazon, it might not even matter. What's that?
You get to keep the book after Audible with Audible.
You don't get to own a book?
You have to keep the audio forever, even if you paid the 1 week.
So you do with Spotify too. So I'm talking to Fabian. Fabian is like, no, Audible might win. You have to buy the book on Spotify just like you buy the book on Audible, and you get to keep it. Exactly. It's like the same audiobook service. Let's get back to DKNG over here, because that's what chat wants. DraftKings did make that monster move up. Let's see if we can find any articles over here. Electronic Arts. Why are you showing me EA? I want to see DraftKings. Expected to raise full year, to report. All headlines are 7 hours ago for DraftKings, sadly. Let's see if we can see an update over here. No update on this side. I really need a platform that can update me every second as these numbers are coming out. So there you go. DraftKings actually not missing on earnings per share. 158% surprise. 158% surprise on DraftKings. Monster beat on earnings over here. I don't think I've ever seen DraftKings actually have a positive earnings per share. This might be their first quarter having a positive earnings per share number. That's huge. That's huge. And they were expected to make 743 million this quarter, or according to this earnings quarter that they are reporting for. But I'm expecting maybe they reported much higher than that, maybe $1 billion. I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, sports were absolutely booming this year. So let's see what happens. People still buying, still gambling. Exactly. Gambling happens. Gamble happens every time. I just got distracted by the camera movement over there a little bit. So sorry for anyone who was like, what the heck are you looking at, Pratt? Good night, Cat. Get home safe. DKNG, man, I'm very excited to see what happens. We need to short DKNG. No, calm down, Demo. No need to short anything. Make those profits. I mean, this stock is up 7.5% right now. Are you kidding me? Where can the stock go to next is the question. We are right back into the 52-week high ranges over here. Let's see the stock test that 52-week high range. Can we punch through that 52-week high? I'm actually looking for some notes over here. DKNG 52-week high range. because this stock, I have to trade it. I mean, if I don't trade the stock tomorrow around these ranges, I'm going to be very, very upset at myself. So I'm just making some notes for myself. The next stock I have earnings for, but very doubtful that I will be trading it. It's GoPro. GoPro coming out with earnings today, dropping right back to the $4 area. Its all-time low, I believe, is right where we are. No, all-time low is $2, and we are hanging out near 52-week low, which is $3.81. Most likely, with the negative earnings report, not sure if it is negative, the stock might go back to the all-time low or even towards the 52-week low. But on positive report, look for breakouts of these ranges around 450 and give you that monster pump up. GoPro, I'm surprised that GoPro is actually a public company because it's owned by, or at least a portion of it is owned by Disney's venture company, which is Steamboat Ventures, I believe. So GoPro is, what's that?
Good name.
Yeah, Steamboat. You know where it comes from?
Steamboat Willie.
Yeah, exactly. All right, good job. Steamboat Ventures over there owns GoPro for the most part, and I think maybe this can help Disney a little bit to the north side, but not necessarily a completely different idea over there. GoPro, though, earnings, I think they have announced and they might have missed because they're currently down 3%. We did want to look at CRSR again, so let's circle back to Corsair because Logitech recently announced earnings and they looked like they were selling off, but then they popped insanely to the upside. But Corsair actually looks like they missed earnings over here, maybe a mixed report, or they guided lower, I guess, because they actually did beat earnings, not that big of a beat, 4% beat on earnings per share, barely any beat on revenue, and I'm guessing guidance came out bad because this stock is now down 2%, 3% on the day, and dropping into the downside. Let's go to the next stock over here, Square, because we did want to keep an eye on Square in case it pushes back into this 81.80 area. I'm going to make some notes over here. Actually, I'm just going to put some alerts into this range. If the stock goes to this $80 area by any chance tomorrow, add alert, bang. And I'm going to do the same thing for DKNG real quick, if you guys don't mind. Add alert. Oh, it's already above that range. No. We're already above the 52-week high on DKNG. We're trying to push up to that 33 area. Most likely we see a trade around these numbers anyways tomorrow. And if we don't see a trade around these numbers, we just have to wait for, you know, to a pullback or just go long on a higher move anyways. People still saying Apple, Apple, Apple. Guys, there is no Apple move yet. You think Apple is only going to pop 1% on earnings? Come on. What is that? Now Apple's out. Okay, there you go. Now Apple's out. Apple originally dropped hot. Here comes the volume. Here it comes this money season, right on time at 4:30. Woo, perfecting the time over here on the time to look at the stock. Looks like the stock wants to pop off. Let's see where the levels are. What was the previous all-time high on Apple? 198.23. Can we take out that 198.23 and can we see 200? Apple just moved up to 196 or so, but immediately pulled back. Where's that volume? Do people not like Apple anymore? Okay, there we go. Come on, push up Apple. Take out my trend line. Take out the north side. We're still trading around 196, but for some reason this software is lagging a little bit. So let's go to this one instead. AAPL. Boom, boom, skitty bop, beep, boop. Uh-oh, Apple going down now. Not looking good. Not looking good. Looks like we are rejecting. We started off trickling, waiting for the number to come out. And that's why I said, wait for the numbers. 430. All of this move, there's no volume. Wait for actual volume to come in. 500,000 shares traded on that one candle. Is it 500? No, 56,000 shares traded on that one candle alone. That's not 56,000. What is that? Hello, can I see that number on that candle? I got to do this. I can't. What? How can I see the volume on that candle? AAPL. Boom. Good night, brother. Have a good night, Fabian. Yeah, 50,000 shares candle. 50,000 shares traded on that one candle alone. So monster moves coming in over here to the upside first, and now to the downside. Looks like Apple numbers might be missing. Yikes! Apple numbers might be missing, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. The numbers are coming. Let's see what's. Come on, update me. Nope, nothing yet. Apple to unveil iPhone in late September. New iPhones in late September. Who cares about that? We want to see what's happening at this moment right now. Apple never loses. Apple 180. Looks like Apple lost just now, my friend. Only Robinhood bears, says chat. Apple 180. Apple sell news. What's the news if anyone knows what it is? Whoa, tanked, holy smokes. I mean, guys, it's not that big of a tank, right? Wait for the tank to come in. We're flat in the after hours. And there's still no real volume in the after hours over here. This could be the buy the dip situation, but I'm not suggesting anything to you right now. Let's see if the stock can keep on crumbling here, keep taking out some of the levels. Let's go to options AI. Options AI, what are you saying Apple can go down to? You're saying Apple can drop down about 3% from where it previously closed today at 191.17. Apple can go down to about 185. So here comes the move. We are taking out 190. We're down 0.5%, and the stock is getting ready to go test at 185. They did not miss, but they did not beat by much. That sounds like a miss, man. They sounds like a miss over there. You know, I want to see the actual numbers. I want to see the actual numbers. Just waiting for Trade Ideas over here to start posting some news articles. We can also maybe head over to CNBC or so on. I see numbers right there. 2.12 billion versus 220. Yeah, barely beating on revenue. Not that big of a beat on revenue. 21.21 billion versus estimates of 21.76. So decent beat, but not too much of a beat. I'm looking for the actual numbers of, you know, what is the beat on iPhone numbers? Did they increase on iPhone sales, or did they decrease on the number of iPhones they're selling? Did they increase on the number of Apple TV subscribers and so on? Those are the numbers that I want to see, because if you were watching the stream when we were hosting the stream for AMD's earnings, we noticed all the negative catalysts for AMD right off the bat on the news reports that were coming out, which was, hey, AMD missed this number, AMD missed that number, AMD missed here, AMD missed there. Even though we saw all those misses, AMD actually popped up to the north side, and then the next day you saw what happened. AMD flushed all the way down. Today, AMD got back up, thankfully. So that's what we want to be careful for. We don't want to get trapped up in Apple just because of, you know, they barely beat estimates or whatever. We want to see the actual numbers, which is telling us an indication as to how many people are still buying Apple products. Are we increasing on that demand? Are we decreasing on that demand? Apple cash pile right now sitting at a $166.5 billion. Apple EPS beats by by not much. 1.26 estimate and 1.19 estimate, and they reported 1.26. So a little beat over there too. Oh, I saw an article right here. iPad sales at 5.79 billion versus consensus of. Why don't you update, man? Where's that report? 2 minutes ago. But then why can't I see it? That's sad. Why don't you show me? But looks like I want to see if it beat or not. iPad sales last quarter, if I remember, actually went down. They actually went down last quarter, and they were missing on iPad sales. Mac sales up though, says chat. Okay, Mac sales up. Roller coaster, seriously. I mean, what do you expect, guys? This is the earnings moves. Coin now red after being green. Whoa. What? I did not expect that, chat. I'll tell you 100% with the... I did not expect that. I thought Coinbase actually did good, and looks like now Coinbase actually did not do good. Let's see this. Loss of 0.42 on revenue of 708 million. Analyst consensus was 0.62. So loss of 0.78, 638. That looks like a beat to me overall. 0.42 beat by, revenues beat by 70 million. So did beat overall. Revenue beats estimates on interest income boost. Can I see daily active viewers, please? Daily active viewers anywhere? That's all this article is? Wonderful. Press release. Coinbase revenue beats estimates. I want to see daily active viewers. That's more of an important indication for me. I also want to see how much money people are depositing and taking out. Those are the numbers that we were interested in Robinhood last night, if you guys remember. Daily active viewers, users of Robinhood. How much money was actually being deposited in the last quarter? Are the amount of money being made in cryptocurrencies and trading actually going up or going down per viewer? So all those numbers are are very important for Robinhood, and the same kind of idea applies to Coinbase over here. So before I actually, look for a theory, look for a trade, look for any thesis, I actually want to see the full information over here on that stock. What is iCar? iCar. Is that a ticker? No, it's not. Are you talking about Carl Icahn? iCar? Carl Icahn? I'm guessing. I'm not sure. Next one I want to head over to over here is Net. Net usually gives you decent trades on earnings moves, giving you already a monster pop off of earnings over here, 6% pop overall. Did first drop down, so monster reversals across the board. Net going down first and then popping back up. Coinbase popping up first and then dropping back down. Hopefully Amazon is not doing anything crazy like that, and it's not. Amazon's still stuck in its higher end of the ranges, which is good. We got, what is it, Apple, which started off down, went up, and then now back down. So all over the place, going crazy. Prad, sorry, Apple Car. Ah, yeah, Apple Car. Whatever happened to Apple Car? Yeah, that's true. Whatever happened to Apple Car? iPhone 15 launch will push the stock to new highs, says Current Affairs. I mean, I hope so. I'm glad that I like your faith in it. I like your confidence in it, but I hope it does because I'm invested in Apple, so 100% hope it does. MNST. Let's see if this one is still dropping to the downside, or did it reverse too? And the answer is no, it's not reversing. It is holding up right now at the $55 area. Monster usually brings in okay amount of volume. 10-day average is 4 million shares. Let's go to the longer time frame over here, pushing right into that range low. I like it. So if we do get a breakout of that range low, the stock is not triggering SSR, and it was actually in all-time high ranges. So a little bit of a miss on the earnings report. They previously had a stock split. Oh, okay. They recently had a stock split. I guess that's why the volume has started to ramp up in this position ever since. And now, earnings report coming up, the stock has sadly missed, but not by much. Barely missing on the earnings report. I want to see if this gives you a long off of these areas, 55 area actually holds and gives you a long for you to get into, or the 55 area doesn't hold and gives you a short to get into. I think you can even pull that back up to 54.50 area right over here. But if the stock does want to fail completely and keep pushing down, then my actual target on the short side would be somewhere around $52, the higher end of these ranges, or even the lower end of these ranges, which would be awesome if it does come into play down to $50. I think that would actually trigger the stock to being on SSR. Let's see what SSR numbers are for this position today. Jesus, come on, let me do this. So that would be around 13% down on the day. SSR would be around right here, $52.18 where our actual first line was. Wow, okay. So this stock could possibly drop down to $52 and then bounce off of that area, giving you an SSR bounce if it doesn't already push down towards that area past 55, past 54.50. Then possibly you're looking for longs to build into this area from 54.50 to 55 to take you back into the north side area, because the miss wasn't actually that big of a miss on MNST. Let's go back to Apple to see if Apple is still quadunking. It's not that big of a quadunk. It's absolutely flat on the day now. I mean, on the pre-market session, it's down 0.5% and hanging out near 190. Warren buying. Yeah, I guess he's buying these Apple dips, I guess. That would be funny. Apple beat in China. Apple barely beat. Coin turned negative. Yeah, we saw coin turn negative. That was pretty wild. Anything that I'm missing for a trade setup that I want to put in over here? Airbnb. Let's take a look at Airbnb. Airbnb absolutely reversing its move too. First to the upside, second to the downside, and now kind of reversing. We are hanging around in previous high ranges. So let's see if we can find buyers showing up. I mean, Airbnb is a little scary to trade. The spread opens up pretty drastically, so you want to be careful. I think the stock could easily drop down to somewhere around these prices over here near 130. We're currently trading at $138 and down 1.7% on the day, even after beating earnings. We beat earnings by 21% on EPS and 2.5% on revenue. So not sure if Airbnb actually has Chat. Chat. Look at that. Right? I love it. Levels coming into play. The Prastradamus lines coming into play. That was completely on fluke, I'll tell you that. And, right? So Airbnb, I mean, I honestly don't see the short thesis. I think this could be a long, but with the way the stock's moving, it could move down to that 131 area again, which happens to be exactly the after-hour pre-market low. If we can go down to the after-hour pre-market low, maybe more buying can come back over there, taking the stock back up. But the breakdown of this 130-150 area could mean more south side for Airbnb. Don't really see any other stocks that I kind of want to be too excited for. DraftKings back below that 3250 area. Exactly what I want to see. I want to trade the 3250 breakout tomorrow, or at least be able to get long 3250 in pre-market and have the stock rip, absolutely rip to the north side, burn those shorts, and maybe even get a halt. We're not going to get a halt on this stock. Let's go see what the float is for DKNG and what the short float is. Float's 400 million shares. Short float's 5%. So pretty decent short float, but not too high. People in the chat, or at least one person in the chat, talking about Snowflake. Snowflake up 3% with barely any volume, I'm guessing, because it doesn't have earnings for another 20 days, and most likely just leeching the move off of net.com, or why did I say net.com? Cloudflare, Net, or even PanW, which was flushing to the downside previously. PanW, without any earnings report or any catalyst, was flushing, and PanW at the moment still struggling on the day, or at least struggling in the after hours. Let's head back to Team over here to see what Team is doing. Team actually managed to punch through those levels that we were excited about now. I know we got excited a little too early for Team, but Team actually pushing into those levels where we can start getting excited about, because this stock could possibly take out 200 tomorrow and rip to the north side. So watch out for Team 200 area. We could also see rejections off these 200s. I'm very happy seeing that the stock has shown you that big bullish of a run to the north side, taking out all these previous consolidation highs, and get ready for more upside move maybe. I did look up what Team does. They do Jira, Trello board, basically things that software development cycle companies use. Any company that develops software basically uses things like Jira, Trello, and everything else. I've used them before. Pretty good asset to have if you're a quality test assurance or even a front-end developer of some sort. So over here, this stock is going absolutely crazy. Let's see if 200 can come into play tomorrow. And if 200 can come into play, I'm looking for this 211 level afterwards to see how the stock trades around these highs right here, 211. We're currently right around, that's where we closed. Yeah, that's where we closed. And we're currently right around here near 197 in the after hours. So Team 200, pretty important for me. DraftKings 52-week range, pretty important for me. Amazon pushing into the 52-week range again, most likely coming into play. Just making notes over here on my side screen, so I know what stocks I want to be really focused into tomorrow. So Amazon pushing back above 140, and 146.57 is the previous 52-week high. The stock was there last year August, right? A long time ago. Last year August, we were at the 146.50 area. So if we do get past 140 at the moment on Amazon and gives you any sort of breakouts tomorrow, I think we see a new 52-week high on this bad boy. Let's watch out what happens on AMZN. I want to quickly go to Weight Watchers. Does not really give you too much volume intraday. Only 5 million shares on a 10-day. But this stock is coming out with earnings, and looks like it actually missed on the earnings report, moving to the downside over here, to the lower end of the ranges. I'm expecting the stock to flush even more now if the earnings report's actually negative. I don't see the numbers updating yet. Square, let's quickly go to Square over here. See what trades can we find on Square. Square now pushing down after initially pushing up. I even put an alert over here on Square just in case it does push there. So I guess that's going to be negated, as the stock does not want to go to that $80 area and now wants to start flushing towards $70. So we might have to look for some levels to the downside just in case the stock wants to push down there. Possible supports coming in around 67 or so. And if you want to take a breakout trade, possible breakout $60 short. So watch out for Square over there. Square breakout shorts. Support at 67.50 question mark, and look for 80 run if there is one. Okay, Square. The next one is El Pollo Loco. Las Pollos Hermanos? No, El Pollo Loco. Coming out with earnings report, very, very light on volume, and looks like we actually might have missed. Nope, don't see any numbers on El Pollo Loco. We don't have to worry about this bad boy. DBX. DBX did move up quite a bit, and I did have it on my watch list, but I didn't make any notes for it. So let's make notes for it real quick. I think I'm looking for this $27.50 breakout for a move up to $28 or much higher than 28. So let's see if DBX can do that. DBX 26, no, what is that? 27.20/27.50 breakout for a move to 28 plus. That's what I'm looking for. DBX currently up 4%, 5% on the day. Monster move up to the north side on this one. Any other stocks that I want to really put on my watch list? Airbnb. I don't really trade Airbnb too much. Let's go to Coinbase. I know a lot of you guys are interested in Coinbase. Coinbase ran up to $100 and is now at $89. So what in the world happened there? No clue. So we have levels already mapped out for Coinbase. I guess we just have to wait and see for more information to disseminate and how the stock trades going into 8 o'clock, which 8 o'clock is where after hour closes. More information disseminates, more people position themselves, and see if, you know, how the stock trades in pre-market tomorrow to maybe make some levels off of that. Let's go to Net. Net over here giving you a possible breakout of 52-week high range trade also. You know, push towards the 52-week high, which is around $81. But this stock first went down, then went up. So a little bit of a confusion overall. So I'm going to let the stock move around just like your friends over there with Coinbase. And then we'll figure out some ranges tomorrow. Apple now pushing much lower. Looks like that 185 move is going to come into play on Apple. We have a line over here at 187-ish. Let's see if Apple can, you know, show us some bounce in front of 187, or does it actually go all the way down to that 185 level that Options AI was expecting them to go down to, and I guess that's pretty much everything that I want to hit. These are the stocks that announced earnings today after hours. Trying to see if I missed anything. I pretty much hit every single one of them, and these are the stocks that I'm overly excited to see what happens tomorrow for a possible trade. DBX, Square, Amazon, Team or Alt Asian, and DraftKings. So shout out to anyone who found some trades over here and are looking to smack the market. Stocks that coming out with earnings tomorrow pre-market. On Friday, sadly, it is Friday, right? Yeah, okay. Friday tomorrow, sadly, we don't have any stocks with after hours. I don't even have a guest for tomorrow. So I guess you're just going to, you know what, we'll bring on a trader. Obi, you still here? You want to be a guest for tomorrow's 4 o'clock show? Chat, bag secured, funding secured. Obi is going to be the guest for tomorrow's 4 o'clock show. Spread the news. Your boy Obi-Wan Kenobi might just show up with a lightsaber and start slaying the market in front of us. So get ready for Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's actually the perfect day to have Obi on tomorrow because it's the Amazon day, baby. It's the Amazon day. And right now he is glued to the tape, just absolutely glued to the tape. I can see him through the cracks. He's not moving an inch. He's studying the tape, getting ready to smack that trades tomorrow. I think Obi was going to be the #1 trader on the floor tomorrow. I can feel it. Shout out to Obi, and he's going to be on the 4 o'clock stream. Along with Obi being on the 4 o'clock stream tomorrow, pre-market, we have earnings from Fubo, Nikola, Fisker, Enbridge, that's the Canadian company, Frontier Communications, Dominion Energy, and a bunch of other stocks that I never really trade. INTTPAACMR. No, never seen those stocks ever. But we got a couple stocks over here that obviously are very interesting. Nikola, which has been squeezing for the last few weeks now, currently trading at 350. We took that 350 long today. We ran it up to 360 or so. Why am I talking about it? Let's just show it. So here we go. We ran it up to 370. Monster move on the stock. Later on, though, did obviously sell right back to the downside. And Nikola now down 4% or so. With earnings tomorrow pre-market, imagine this stock comes out with positive earnings report. What happens to it? What happens to Nikola if it has positive earnings report? I guess you could imagine. You can imagine. So get ready for this one pre-market. I'm going to actually put this one on the notes, NKLA, and I'm just going to put just get ready. That's it. Just get ready, right? NKLA in the notes, and we're just going to type just get ready. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Fisker, EV stocks have been going wild. What was that? A new member. Hey, Baliwal Kazmi. Welcome to the Trader TV Live family. Fisker, EV stocks have been wild recently, so Fisker joining that party. Energy stocks, Enbridge, maybe if you care about Toronto stocks, and Fubo TV, another short squeeze stock that's been kind of squeezing recently. Let's see where short squeeze Fubo is today, up 1.26%, and also trying to look a little bit like its partner in crime, Nikola, around the same prices or so. So let's watch out for it. Nikola just got wrecked. What happened? It's down at 325. It's down 5%. I wouldn't say it got wrecked. It's still above $3, right? These small moves over here, you shouldn't get too worried about it, because the bigger picture is what we're worried about, and the bigger picture for NKLA is Rip City, Rip City. What else do I have over here? Honestly, I don't have anything else for you, so I'm going to quickly go to a couple of the honorary mentions of the day, such as AMD. AMD with a monster recovery, especially after yesterday's tumultuous day, tumbling down day that it had, destruction to the downside that it had yesterday. A nice little bounce in previous ranges that we mapped out. None of these lines that I have on AMD that you're seeing right now are actually put in today. That's a lie. This one was put in today. Let me show you which one. This one was put in today, but none other than that were put in today. Actually, that might have been put in yesterday, but no lines were actually put in today. And you're seeing how these lines are coming back into play, right? This line over here, these bottom end of these ranges coming back into play, the top end of this range coming back into play for resistance, for supports. So if you're wondering where this middle range between the two purple box comes from, this is where AMD was before gapping up, and then it found a new range to trade in after gapping up, and then came down. We laid out the whole trade over here for you on the short side gap fill, and then we also gave you to the long back through when support shows up. We like to see that support showing up again and again. This is basically telling you that there's demand over here. Think about market as basic demand supply, which it is, right? There's a limited amount of demand, and there could be infinite amount of supply. There could be. So based on that demand and supply, you can think about how a stock behaves, how humans' mindset behaves, how psychology comes into effect. And if buyers are constantly stepping up over here, then people most likely don't want to short it over here. They much rather want to short it in these ranges, right? So you might get that pop back up to the north side as demand keeps showing up in previous demand areas, aka supports. Demand, support, supply, resistance. Basic concept over there on the market. If you can identify, supply and demand zones or resistance and supports, and trade through them, you will have a way better edge than 90% of the traders who go to the market every single day. There was a question in the chat today, actually, Prad, what is the edge? It is something that sets you apart to the point where you're not gambling in the market. It's when you just go into the market and just randomly take positions because you have to satisfy your itch to scratch that scratch off, right? I see people in front of me all the time at gas stations buying a ton of scratch offs, and I get it. The addiction, yes, I get that addiction, right? Don't have that addiction. You're here to make money. You're not here to win a lottery ticket or a scratch off. So think about it. Don't treat it like a gamble. Don't treat it like a lottery ticket. Treat it like a business, and it will treat you like a business. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, let me go to this camera. Is it still swiveling? It is still swiveling. Is it? All right, am I moving now? I should be moving. On that note, shout out to everybody who came to hang out for the last hour or so over here on Trader TV Live. I'm your boy Trader Prad. This show is brought to you by Day Trade the World. Make sure you check out that QR code right there, or click the link in the below. Click the link in the chat to contact us at daytradetheworld.com, or even email us at marketing@daytradetheworld.com to open up your own office, or to work at an office like the one you see behind the traders that host the show for you every single day. It's been a blast covering Apple, Amazon, DraftKings, GoPro, Dropbox, Monster, even talk about a little bit of a Nikola and Fisker over there for you. Hopefully we all found some trades and make some money to wrap off the week and end green on the week. That's your boy Patty signing out. Peace.